Welcome to our webinar entitled Don't Just Survive, Thrive. I am going to spend the next 10 minutes or so sharing ideas with you to put in your tool belt of life. My goal is to help you feel empowered and to live an intentional life. It is so easy to get caught up in everything we have to do. It's normal to feel overwhelmed. I'm going to ask you to examine every minute that you are given and to rise above what our society considers normal. Stephen Covey says it best when he asks us to decide what our highest priorities are and to have the courage, pleasantly, smilingly, non-apologetically, to say no to other things. We have to know what that yes is inside of us. What is our why in this life? Why do we get up every day? There are many trivial things that consume our minutes that do not speak to our why. Having this courage to say no to the trivial, acceptable, and unnecessary is really hard unless you decide to be intentional with your minutes. So let's dive right in and get to work. One of the first steps in taking control of our lives is realizing that we have control of our behavior and choices. We can't control anyone else, but we do have complete control over ourselves. William Glasser has dedicated his career to this theory. He calls it choice theory. He has books upon books written on this, but for today, we will simply realize that our actions, behavior, and thoughts are our own. Owning that is a huge step. Many of us, myself included, like to tackle big tasks in a small period of time. We expect fast results in everything, whether it is in regards to weight loss, disciplining our children, saving up for vacation, succeeding with starting our own business, or even carrying the groceries in. Our society is all about instant gratification. It is so important to realize that if we take small steps and make small changes in our life, that will have huge results and have lasting results in our life. And isn't that what we want? We don't want to feel discouraged when we drop all of those groceries because we thought we could handle doing it all in one trip. We couldn't, and it's okay to admit that. It was much easier and manageable to just make 2 trips. Sure, it took a little longer, but we didn't spill the milk or hurt our back. It was true in the fable and is true today too. Slow and steady wins the race. Life is a marathon, not a sprint. So take a minute now to take a deep breath and let go of all that we feel burdened and hurried by. That helps, doesn't it? Okay, let's dig into how we decide what is worth our time. Ever feel like you have so much to do? That overwhelming, all-consuming feeling. So you just avoid it all and hop online to browse instead of tackling that huge to-do list? Yeah, me too. It feels terrible. Let's avoid ever getting to that place again. Remember that grocery bag analogy? That juggling act is a lot like our schedules. We just keep piling it on. We feel obligated to join the PTA. We feel like we should have lunch with our neighbors. That work project that feels so immediate. We say yes to planning that baby shower. And sure, we'll host that dinner for the families from church. Wow. We sure do tend to say yes a lot, don't we? Just like it is crazy to think we can carry 12 bags of groceries in one trip, it is equally crazy to think we can say yes to everything. So let's make a choice today to strive for balance, order, rhythm, and harmony, and to say yes to the best. So let's take a step back and look in. While everyone is different and certainly has unique situations, I recommend these 5 points as a starting point for determining your best stuff. Personal, your growth as a person and paying attention to your physical health. Emotional and spiritual, your time to work on yourself, whether that be by meditation, prayer, reading, or whatever else defines your emotional and spiritual growth. Family, your relationship with your spouse, partner, children, or extended family. Career, finances, business projects, volunteer work. Friendships, growing the relationships with people that get you and that make you a better person. Take a few minutes today to give this thought. Once you decide what your best stuff is, make sure that the priorities you decide are what we are spending the majority of our minutes doing. We know our homes get filled with clutter, but so do our schedules. Facebook, play groups, having meetings that merely schedule another meeting, being on committees, Pinterest scrolling, texting, blog hopping, or shopping. These are all examples of things that take up our time. They might not be in our best stuff list. Keep in mind, the season of your life also plays a big role in determining what your best stuff is. For example, volunteering. I was an active volunteer in our community as a teen and in college, and plan to be again in the future. But for right now, while I have small children, volunteering is random acts of kindness and making a meal for a friend that just came home with her new baby, not 20 hours per week at the local animal shelter. Don't feel bad about that. Embrace your season of life and make the most of it. Take pride in what you choose to do and enjoy these days. They go by all too soon. Crystal Paine gives some invaluable tips in her book, Say Goodbye to Survival Mode, that you can start implementing today and to change your life. Make yourself a priority. Your health and mental sanity. Being exhausted and stressed is not the way to live. I know this is going to sound like your mother speaking, but go to bed early. We can't be focused on our passion and purpose in life if we are overtired and worn out. Starting your day off right is huge. You can kickstart your productivity if you wake up just a little bit earlier to tackle your day. Make your goal list for the week, exercise, take a few minutes to read something inspiring. Darren Hardy recommends to have a similar routine at bedtime, creating bookends for your day, starting and ending your day with predictable routines. 5 small goals. Without goals, your good intentions are worth nothing. Create concrete goals. Make sure they are SMART. Specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and time-bound. These will point you in the direction that you would like to go in life. Don't get overwhelmed by a big goal. Break it down into monthly, weekly, and daily chunks. Things that take you 15 minutes. This will make the task much less daunting. We don't want to live this purposeful life alone. Find a friend or two to keep you on task. Check in regularly, whether it is on the phone or online. Feeling like you don't have enough time is normal, but unfortunately, watching 4 hours of television is also normal for the average American. There are so many things that can be accomplished in the time it would take you to watch just one television show. Write a thank you note, do 25 sit-ups, tidy up a room, read a short story to your child, or read a chapter in the book that you're reading. So simple, but such a big deal. Failure. It's inevitable. It isn't proof that you're a loser, a mess-up, or someone who will never get it together. On the contrary, failure is evidence that you're trying. And you know what shows even more grit? It's when you try again after you've failed. Ever hear the phrase, you can get better, or you can get better? Now is a good time to remember that. By listening today, you're taking steps to better yourself, your family, your community, and the world around you. We all have times in which we fail. Ouch. It's not fun. But don't let it define you. Wallowing in despair will not help anyone. Getting up and dusting yourself off with a positive attitude, however, will. The most important thing is to learn from your mistakes and get better next time. You can live an exceptional life. Deciding today to be intentional about yourself, your home, your schedule, your finances, and your success is an amazing first step. Many times we let life happen to us and feel powerless in our own lives. Today we can decide to make choices to make a better tomorrow and truly thrive. I hope this time together has sparked interest in living intentionally and choosing to thrive instead of just survive. If you want to learn more, check out the resources that were used to compile this presentation. They are all excellent books. Any one you choose would be a great starting point. Thank you again for listening in. If you don't already, make sure you follow us on Facebook for daily words of wisdom, tips, and happenings at the center. Go forth and make it an exceptional day. See you soon.